All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Hayley's Staffmark podcast, live here with a new guest for us today. I'll introduce her in just a second, but before we get started, I want to make sure that everybody sees that we are officially live. So I'll watch on the side for the ticker to go up. And I just wanted to introduce myself really quickly. If you've never seen my face before, I'm Hayley Franklin, and I am honored to be the market manager for Staffmark here in Plant City, Florida, and we staff for the whole state. So if you know of anyone looking for staffing services, we are your people. Get with me and let me know. Every month, I try to bring on an amazing guest that really encompasses just our community and what we bring to Central Florida. So I have been poking around in the community. You guys know I'm part of our Plant City Chamber of Commerce, and I always ask everyone, who should I have as my next guest on my podcast? I want it to be somebody that's really involved in the community, somebody that's involved with workforce development solutions, just an overall spotlight on a good community partner. And Yvonne Fry's name is always being brought up. So I'm like, I have to reach out to her and connect to her. If you guys do not know Yvonne, she's amazing. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce her and we will get started. I do see the ticker going up on the side. So my amazing guest for July is Yvonne Fry. She is the founder and CEO of Workforce Development Partners. Yvonne, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Hayley. What a treat to be with you. And that intro of, I'm honored and what a privilege it is to live in this community and be involved. And I'm so excited for the conversation today. I want to learn a little bit more about you too and all the great things you're doing. You bring such great energy to our community. I love it.
Thank you so much. I knew when I was new in the Plant City community and I started getting involved with the chamber, I was like, this is going to open up so many doors. And it truly has. I mean, I just meeting all of the great people that I've met in this community has been a joy to me. So without further ado, we will go ahead and get started. I do want to let the viewers know this is a podcast that happens every final Friday at 11 a.m. It is live, but we take the links that are embedded after this has gone live. We'll put it in Spotify, we'll put it in YouTube, and all of the places you can enjoy podcasts. So make sure to check us out if you are watching after the live broadcast. All right, Yvonne, go ahead and just introduce yourself for those folks that may have never met you or don't know you. Tell us a little bit about you and your role and your story.
I love it. And Hayley, I'm surprised you feel like you've been here forever.
I
So
do.
you do. And that's part of my story. I'm a Plant City native. And a long time ago, when I was getting done with high school, I left here. I said, there's nothing really here. I just like, I'm out of here. And, a lot of things brought me back. And so thrilled to be here. And this is the best place in the entire universe to be in business, to raise your family, on and on. And I've had an incredible journey here. So many great people, and opportunity. And I'm doing workforce development right now, helping our future generation of students in the schools across Hillsborough County. There's 42 traditional, non-traditional high schools that we get to serve in.
Amazing.
And it is amazing because there's so much industry and opportunity, and our kids just don't know. And we want them to have a solid plan for their future. So
That's
love
true.
what I'm getting to do.
Yes, I'm so excited for you to continue to do all of this amazing work. Somebody too that I had on the podcast not too long ago, Tyson Hyde. He
Oh,
he spoke so highly of you. He said, she does such amazing work with the students in our community. And honestly, he was our highest viewed podcast. I can't remember which month he was, but you've got some tough shoes to fill, Yvonne. We'll try to
well,
get you up there with his.
I'll follow in his wake any day. I am so in awe. He's in the trenches in at Strawberry Crest, and he is an extraordinary leader. He's so committed and so focused. One night we were at the Publix on Thenota Road with our carts. We
Yeah.
stood there and talked for an hour about things that are so near and dear to our hearts here, of how we can do better, how partnership works, and our visions for the future of just we're never done. We want to continue to do better and it's just a privilege to get to work alongside of somebody like him. So
That's
I
amazing.
love it. I love it so
That's
much.
great. Well, you can tell just by talking to you both that you have a passion for it and your heart is in it. So that's something I love immediately from you both. I love it.
Yeah. Is there
Um,
any other way? You're
no,
that same way too, Haley. So you're either all in or you need to do something else.
it's very true. So
Hmm.
very true. I love that. All right. So we've talked about a little bit about your background, Plant City native. Tell us. So, what has your story been up until this point? Like, how did you get to be the founder and CEO of this amazing company?
Well, Haley, I never set out to do this. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've had a couple different ventures. I still operate two other companies, for-profit companies. But I have several sayings, and one of the things that I really believe is that each of us are uniquely prepared and provisioned for what we're called to do in life. And there was really this kind of convergence of so many things that were going on in my world. I was helping a lot of companies with marketing, with my company Fried Egg, and I was talking to so many CEOs that their real pain point was workforce. It
Hmm.
wasn't that they needed more business; they were throttled for growth because of workforce,
Yes.
and trying to understand what do we do and how do we build those pipelines, because that's ultimately a marketing equation as well,
Yes. I'm 100%.
and some process improvement and so on. I was coming in as chair of the chamber. We were forming our own economic development corporation here, and there were so many things that were going on that we as a community realized the growth that was coming, how we wanted to lean in. And one of those really important aspects of economic development is how important our schools are, and that we as leaders need to show up in our schools. And that's how this happened. Is we wanted to go invest in Plant City High School. We formed what we call the Business Advisory Board, and which is just business and community leaders showing up and listening and learning and loving our schools. And through that, we one of our major employers, Hardy Manufacturing, asked about getting in front of seniors before they graduate. They really wanted to make sure that they understood what opportunities were there, in order to direct those students and really ground them
Yeah.
in employment and a career path and so on, with incredible wages and opportunity. It was amazing. But we had our first job fair in 2015 at Plant City High School in the auditorium. And
Oh, yes.
the rest is history, as they say. It just magic. Lightning struck that day.
That's amazing. Oh, I see you have a little guest.
Oops, yes, my
Hi.
helper. Yeah,
She's your
good
little
guest
assistant,
appearance. Yeah,
huh?
yeah. So
I love it. You mentioned just your students and how important that is and the workforce behind it. Um, and we were a partner with something that Tyson had done, and I think that you guys were a part of it too, kind of along the sidelines. And it was sort of like a workforce development training for them, and they got to see like what a mock interview looks like, what a resume building experience looks like. And I think that you guys kind of encompass all of that too. And it's
yes,
so important. And I just love that. So
yeah.
I wanted to say how great the great work that you guys are really truly doing.
Well, it's all a team effort and it takes the whole village. And our work, we have a mission with the students to prepare and connect. And so preparation is the lessons. We have weekly lessons, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, that go across the schools and are available in English classes. So everything you just talked about are lessons that we provide, but the power of the community coming in and supporting those students with direct feedback when they've built their elevator speech and they've practiced with their friends and they've critiqued it, and when they get brave enough to share that with you, and then before they come into our hiring events in April at the end of the school year for those seniors, that's where it just all weaves together. The part of preparation and connection, the connection is the series of experiences in the year of activation, that senior year. We want every student to graduate with a clear plan for employment, enlistment, enrollment, or entrepreneurship. And they
Yes.
need to know what their options are. They need to understand how the world works. They need the professional development, which is what you were talking about, and the reinforcement. And then they need those connection points so that it becomes real and they find their people and the opportunities that are really for them. We believe that if students understand and tap into their interests, their aptitudes, and their purpose, they truly can find their pathway to success. And that's what we do together.
I love that. And honestly, if anybody's listening out there to Yvonne and I's conversation, if there are employers that are interested in being a part of this, definitely let us know. Put a comment in the comment section because when you truly get to sit down with these students and talk to them and they get a listening ear, even if it's just to talk to them about their day and then they're learning a little bit while you're there too, it's like
Yeah.
truly the best feeling in the world. So,
Yeah. And we kind of divide up interested folks in different buckets. We need those employers that have entry level positions that a recent high school graduate could fill. I'm not looking for low wage dead end jobs. I'm looking
right.
for career paths. If you're willing to help build a career with, great opportunity ahead, we have students that are so eager and excited for that. We need lots of volunteers, not only in our direct programming, but like what you did with Tyson to go into the schools to help them prepare even more so. We book a ton of volunteer hours every year, where everybody can show up together and so on in different ways. But we're also looking for those employers. We work with hundreds of employers, the different training organizations, as well as all branches of the military. But I'm never done with finding the employers. So
Yes.
anybody that's got, in the ebb and flow of their cycle, if they've got career opportunities this year, we'd really like to connect with them and put those in front of our students and adult candidates that we have as well.
Amazing. Well, that's a little plug for all of the people that want to jump on board and get involved with this initiative. So definitely let us know. Yvonne, before we leave too, I wanted to remind everybody that her contact information, she's got a LinkedIn. There's lots of ways to contact her and connect with her if you guys want to get on board with that. So we'll definitely keep you in the loop.
Thank
Uh,
you.
for sure. So let's talk about. We've only got about two and a half ish more questions, but I definitely wanted to touch on what your favorite part about your current role is.
I would say it's twofold, and they're both along the same lines. It's really about developing people. And part of that's with my team. I work with it. I get emotional about this. I work with an extraordinary group. We're a small but mighty team. They are incredible professionals, both on the academic side, that are, teachers that are helping support our schools, as well as on the business side. But their commitment to our mission and how brave they are and how passionate, it means everything. It is such a privilege to work with them. But that all goes that all of us as a united front, what we get to do in developing the talent with our students, to them to know, first of all, our first, goal with them is to build trust and then to activate hope. And with hope, they can do anything. And when we give them our different lessons, there's a lot of things that they don't understand. Hasn't been mentored to them, demonstrated to them about how the world works and what to expect in the professional capacity.
Yep.
And as we give those things to them, we meet them where they are. There's no judgment. It's truth. And they are so excited and eager and receptive, and I mean they inspire me. And the stories of each of the kids and how their journey goes, and how meaningful this is to think about. It's not only changing their lives, but their families and communities and on and on. And that's what this is about. I've been so blessed in my life. So many people have poured into me and given me opportunities and cared for me.
Yes.
And I want to pay that forward. And I'm so grateful for how we get to contribute to the success of others. That's everything. And very, very grateful. So
That's
both my team and those we serve, it's a privilege.
Oh, it's definitely a ripple effect when you're able to help even just one student. You can feel that they're going to take that and move on and be an even better human for it. And the cycle will continue. So
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yes, it really is.
All right. So let's talk about. I love this one. I love this question. Can you give us an example of a good success story that has happened with your company?
Yes, and when you say company, we're a nonprofit too. So I just want people to understand that.
Yes.
And it's we operate, as a company with all the same rigor and so on. But we are owned by the community, and thinking about that of how the responsibility that we carry back. I have so many stories and so many images of students and moments flashing in front of my mind. I want to share one. There's a student. Um, Named Amarion. And Amarion was going to school and didn't know what he wanted to do. and he came to our business panels. We do business panels in front of all the seniors in October at every school in the county, and we bring industry leaders in and so on. He went to that and was like, wait a minute. I got to learn more. So he started leaning into the curriculum. We then do business tours in January and February. We move thousands of students to
Yeah.
hundreds of business stops. And, that's a way that our employers are able to really bring it to life. Like you can actually
I
see the
love
light bulb go off over their heads. Well, Omarion went, his first stop was at the FDOT, the Florida Department of Transportation
that.
yard, meaning like where all the big equipment is and so on. They had computer simulations of how they were controlling equipment. They had the actual equipment where they could, do that. It was amazing. And he got there and he looked around, and about halfway through, he said, "This is where I want to work." In his head, he said that to himself.
I
He
got
went
cold
through the
chills.
girl. Well, he went through the rest of the day, and he set some things in motion to change his life. He went there and applied. He came back. He knew it. Like, okay. So I didn't know this until the next year. I went on that day. I went and I visit as many business stops as I can for our business tours, and I show up there, and the FDOT people said, "Hey, there's somebody here we want you to meet." And he comes over and he's got on his vest. It says Amarion.
Gosh.
And he says, "Miss, do you remember me?" And I'm like, "No, but tell me your story." There's so many kids.
Yes.
And he said, "Well, I came here last year." And he said, and this is what I needed. I needed a place where I could, I feel at home. I love the team. I love what I'm learning and getting to do with all this equipment and what we're building. We're building the roads. We're like, it is amazing. And he said, "And I'm getting to help my mama."
Oh my gosh.
And so in my head, the last event that we do every year is our big hiring events in April. So I said to him, I said, "Did you go to the hiring event and connect further?" He goes, "No, ma'am, I didn't need to. You had taught me how to apply. You taught me how, like in the lessons." And he said, and I found him. Like I just needed to do it. And he's been working there over a year now, and is so happy. It just took me back that it doesn't matter. There's no perfect journey. There's not a prescribed, you have to check this box or whatever. We just need to give them the options, help them
Absolutely.
understand how to navigate, get, and propel them forward.
Yeah.
And they are amazing. And Omarion, I have a picture that I just of just getting a hug and both of us smiling ear
Oh,
to ear and so happy. And I just think about him. There's so many of these kids that their mama has been the predominant support to them, and that's one of the threads that we hear over and over. I want to help my mama. I want to make her life easier. I want to contribute, and build their own lives as well. But these kids are they're amazing, and so resilient, so strong, and so determined. And to give them the options and the opportunities and the connections and the framing, like it is so much fun every day. I've got 1,000 of those stories.
oh,
And I can't wait, Haley. I hope this year, and any of your viewers that want to come join us, either as an employer, a volunteer, those
yeah.
days on the business tours, our chaperones get on the buses,
Oh,
go with those kids,
I want
and
to do it.
girl, it's the best. And kids, let me tell you that this is going to laugh. The students, I'll never forget. I was on a bus. Kid gets back on after a manufacturing plant.
Hmm.
His eyes are this big, and he's just like dazed. I said, "What's wrong? Or what'd you think of that?" He goes, "I don't know if I can do that." I said, "Why?" He goes, "They work 365 days, like 7 days, 24 hours. I can't do that." He couldn't figure out how he could get a break in their schedule. And just helping them process on that,
Oh,
whenever they're feeling like, when they don't like something, they feel guilty. And I'm like, "No, that's the best thing to know, that that's not for
yes.
you. That's
Yes.
power." And
Exactly.
there's so much that they just don't, they need help processing and getting through to, well, what do I do with this, and what I'm feeling, what I've learned, where do I go from here? And it's funny, we go to 3 industry stops plus lunch is hosted by a government partner, so they think there's 4 employers they have to choose from. They don't know there's going to be 50 to 60 employers at our hiring event that they're going to walk into and be like, "Oh, what," so we try and prepare them for those next steps. But we'd
Yes.
love for people to join us and help them understand and make sure that, they get the most out of every single minute that we're
Absolutely.
with them.
And
Yeah.
and just bringing opportunities to their minds that they may not have even known existed
Yeah.
within what their own community.
Yes.
Huge shout out, Omarion. We hope that maybe you'll see this, and
Yeah.
we are so happy for you and just all of the students that have been able to take advantage of the amazing opportunities you've been given to them. So,
Yeah.
pretty great
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
All right. Well, we are on our last question. Would you like to mention anything else exciting happening with your organization right now that viewers might be able to learn or take advantage of?
Well, one of the things that I'm looking for right now is employers who are either already able or are interested in being able to hire ESE students, exceptional students, with different disabilities and so
Oh,
on. That could be on the autism spectrum. That could have other disabilities that are present in their life. We've developed for the first time, there doesn't exist any of the workforce development curriculum for that population. And we're rolling out this year with the school district and with some charter schools for the first time our ESE workforce development curriculum, meaning it has
mhm.
adaptations to meet them where they are for them to benefit from this. And, there are some great employers. I think of Publix, for instance, who hires candidates, but we want to continue to cultivate that. So that's one of our calls to action this year is any of the employers that already can or would like to build that capacity because we've got some resources and this is going to be a team effort,
Yes,
and are looking for either that they could hire or they could allow for some um, learning experiences where they could come into their environment,
yes.
and enrich in their skills, as well. So that's some folks that we would love to hear from, and we're very excited and grateful. We've had a work group of like the experts who had been asking us for help, and we said we need your help, so we did it together of building this out. And this first year, the pilot year, is really exciting, but we've got to have those employers as well and just want to strengthen our partnerships there.
Absolutely. Well, we'll definitely keep an eye and an ear out too. We have so many clients that we work with that will definitely be able to help get some of those students in the door for that and just give them an opportunity. So
Thank
that's pretty
you.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, we are all ready to wrap up. Yvonne, thank you so much. That was amazing. I feel invigorated. I feel excited, ready for the future. Like I'm just ready to go and hit the ground running. So thank you so much for getting on here with us. Like I said, viewers, if you have questions, I'll put in the comments section all of Yvonne's communication methods where you can reach out to her if you have questions or want to be a volunteer or an employer for our community, for those efforts. And again, if you guys are just now hopping on a little bit later, we do these podcasts every month. So next month, we will have another guest on the final Friday of the month at 11 a.m. You can watch it back on YouTube, Spotify, LinkedIn, all of the places you can watch podcasts. And I just want to say thank you again, Yvonne, for being on here and being so gracious and willing to share everything with Workforce Development Partners. Thank you so much.
Thank you for everything. I can't wait for you to be with us for some of these events and for some of your viewers
Yes.
to join us as well.
I want to
Thank you.
literally ride the bus with the kids
Yeah,
and go.
it's the best.
So
And
fun.
we have people that have done it for years, and they say that's one of their favorite days of the whole year. It's so great. Our hiring events are also, we do a clap in as the kids come in,
Gosh.
and
They like go
they
through.
mhm. So
Oh,
lots of good things. Yeah,
really.
lots of good things. Lots of love involved. Yep.
All right, guys. Do you have a website that they can go to?
Yes, workforcedevelopmentpartners.com.
Perfect. I will put that in the comments and we will get you some more traffic and more people will learn about you guys. I'm so excited.
Wonderful. Thank you, Hayley, and to Staffmark. We appreciate y'all and
Yeah,
looking forward to many great things ahead together. Thanks again.
absolutely. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye.